And Tupac's a legend. Like I said, Tupac wasn't born, he was sent to us. Just that I don't want to be involved in the stuff where it's negative stuff.
Hi, how do you do?
I need to talk to you.
Oh, okay, sorry.
In an absolutely jaw-dropping revelation that set the rap world abuzz, we've exclusively uncovered that Diddy handed over a staggering $5 million to Suge Knight. But why? To buy his silence on the intricacies surrounding Keefe D's trial connected to Tupac Shakur's assassination? If you thought the rap empire's stories were convoluted before, brace yourselves. Decades have passed since the harrowing demise of Shakur in '96. And yet, the riddles that surround this tragedy have left us all yearning for answers. The entire industry was on the edge of their seats, eager for August, when Suge Knight, with his intricate web of insider secrets, was slated to take the stand against Keefe D.
You know, and they're more important to the police on the streets than in here, because they let them know what's going on.
To deepen the plot, it's come to light that police have approached Suge Knight in secret, seeking his testimony against Keefe D regarding Shakur's assassination. Las Vegas authorities have even engaged with Knight's family in legal representation, emphasizing his unique position as an eyewitness on that notorious night. An insider stated, Suge is the best eyewitness in this case, given he stared down the barrel of the gun when Keefe and his nephew pulled up alongside them on that fateful night in Las Vegas. The anticipation was palpable. Everyone believed that Suge would unveil the shadows of this long-standing mystery, potentially even dragging Diddy's name into the fray. Nevertheless, the wait stretched all the way until the beginning of October. Suge Knight's voice fell into an eerie silence. And when TMZ journalists managed to get a phone interview with Suge, disappointment awaited us all. His words left no room for interpretation. He has chosen not to testify.
I'm not going to get on the stand and testify on somebody for what?
Despite teasing us with glimpses into the identity of Shakur, shooter, he refrained from spilling all the beans, especially when it came to the puppet master behind the curtains.
If he had an involvement with anything, if he didn't have any involvement in anything, who want to see? I wouldn't wish somebody going to prison on my worst enemy.
This abrupt decision to remain tight-lipped has set the rumor mill on fire. Everyone's asking, why a sudden change of heart? Could someone or something have manipulated this vital choice? Insiders and whispers are all pointing in one direction, Diddy. With the backdrop of this entire saga, there's a rampant belief in a covert deal between Diddy and Suge, which might have the shades of intimidation, bribery, or even darker tones.
You will not comply. You will not testify. Do I have that right?
1,000%. I wouldn't go. I wouldn't testify. None of that.
Additionally, this unexpected U-turn from Suge, who on the cusp of being the game changer in this case, has thrown the prosecution's plans into chaos. Our sources divulge that this sudden absence of their star witness has led to the trial's postponement, not once, but thrice in the recent months.
And he asked for a 2-week delay because he said he's still finalizing the representation agreement with Dwayne Davis.
Greg Kading, a no-retired lap detective with a deep insight into the case, hasn't shied away from casting aspersions on Knight. Kading helmed the interagency task force back in 2006, diving into Biggie's 1997 assassination. In his expose, The Untold Story of the Biggie Smalls, Tupac Shakur Assassination Investigations, Kading posits a chilling theory. He believes Shakur's demise had the fingerprints of Orlando Biddy Lane Anderson, an alleged Southside Compton Crip. This weapon, according to Kading, was handed over by none other than his uncle, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis.
As they were in the white Cadillac, Mr. Davis took the gun that he had obtained and provided it to the passengers in the rear seat of the vehicle.
In a startling revelation, Kading told Rolling Stone, if there's anybody in the world to blame for this taking 27 years to solve, it's Suge Knight. Emphasizing the gravity of Suge's eyewitness status on that harrowing night, Kading stated, all Suge had to do was say, I saw Keefe D. That alone, that witness statement would change everything. Instead, it seems Suge prioritized his image over the pursuit of truth. Recent developments have seen Suge Knight break his silence on Keefe D's arrest. Addressing TMZ, he categorically stated that he won't be pointing fingers in court. Furthermore, casting doubt over the widely held belief, Knight opined,
There was only 2 people in the car. And Pac not going to tell the story. I ain't going to tell the story, but I tell you this. And I never had nothing bad to say about Orlando because, number one, he wasn't the shooter. Number 2, he came to my hearing and told to let me go and tell the truth.
Interestingly, a preceding testimony before Keefe D's arrest hinted at DeAndre Big Dre Smith, not Anderson, as Shakur's shooter. Drawing attention to Smith's formidable size, the witness stressed the implausibility of Anderson leaning over Smith to execute the drive-by.
To summarize, you are saying Orlando was not the shooter. although you won't say who the shooter was.
However, countering this, Kading asserts that Smith as the triggerman is a mistaken narrative. His confidence is rooted in Keefe D's interviews, where Davis himself identified his nephew, Orlando, as the shooter. While Davis's subsequent public statements tried to muddy the waters, Kading emphasized the weight of the initial testimonies. Kading also highlighted a pivotal altercation between Shakur's entourage and Anderson at the McGam Grand just hours before the fatal shooting. In the gang world, this sets a clear motive for Anderson to retaliate. Weaving back to Diddy and Suge's complex past, it's clear that their intertwined stories, spanning decades, have seen shared business interests and conflict. This backdrop means that hidden truths and deep-seated secrets lurk in the shadows. Given Suge's sudden reluctance to testify, speculation is rife. Could Diddy have influenced this decision? What could possibly have been offered to silence such a pivotal voice in the case? With Diddy's unparalleled influence, several theories float around. Some suggest a potential route in the parole system for Suge. Could there have been an underlying promise of a more lenient sentence? Or even an early release, given Diddy's financial might, monetary compensations, or solutions to pending legal tangles for Suge can't be discounted. While the quest for vengeance is potent, Suge might now be wrestling with newer priorities. The rap landscape, lucrative as it appears, comes fraught with fiscal and business pitfalls. For Knight, addressing these immediate concerns might eclipse his earlier drive for truth. The evolving relationship between Diddy and Suge has witnessed its share of tempestuous moments, but their association goes beyond mere rivalry. It spans over 3 decades, weaving a tapestry of collaboration, competition, and, at times, open conflict. Diddy's empire has burgeoned, making him a billionaire, while Suge's journey has taken him to the confines of a prison cell. With Suge behind bars, the balance of power is visibly skewed. Diddy's resources, both financial and influential, place him in a unique position to make clandestine deals that can sway outcomes, and that's where Suge's recent silence in court becomes significant. Delving into the life and legacy of Suge, he remains an indomitable figure in the world of rap. His rise to prominence came with the founding of Death Row Records, a label synonymous with some of the biggest names in the industry. But like many stories of fame, Suge's has its share of shadowy chapters. The latest blot on his legacy came with his arrest for a gruesome 2015 hit and run, leading to the demise of Terry Carter and injury of actor-filmmaker Clu Sloan. The incident transpired during the filming of the movie Straight Outta Compton. Initially pleading not guilty, Suge later copped a plea deal in 2018, resulting in a startling 28-year prison sentence. However, the road leading to his imprisonment was far from straightforward. Knight's defense claimed that his trial was fraught with discrepancies. In a candid interview with Al Hip Hop, he lamented not being permitted to represent himself and hinted at an unfavorable plea deal due to alleged miscalculations in his criminal record. Knight expressed, "This is my bed. If they allowed me to go to trial, I would have won my case." His assertion lays bare the underlying belief that there were machinations at play leading to his extended sentence. Could external pressures, maybe from influential corners of the industry, have influenced this verdict? It's a question that hangs ominously over the entire saga. Moreover, the physical toll of his imprisonment hasn't gone unnoticed. After a bail hearing where he was slapped with a staggering $25 million bail, Knight, already suffering from diabetes and a blood clot, collapsed in the courtroom.
That's $25 million. $25 million.
His attorney Matthew Fletcher expressed grave concern over Knight's health, stating the rap mogul hadn't received his necessary medication. Drawing a stark comparison, Fletcher said, "He's being treated worse than Charles Manson." Though sentenced to 28 years, the possibility of parole looms in 2037. By then, Knight would be 73. But with his current health struggles and alleged mistreatment in prison, there's an air of uncertainty surrounding his ability to endure his entire term. Suge's recent maneuvers reveal a man desperate for release. He's pushing back against his sentence, alleging violations of his civil rights. His comments suggest that his fight is less about claiming innocence and more about arguing the legitimacy and fairness of his sentencing process. With his past and reputation underpinning his sentence's severity, he states, "But I've been gone for 9 years, so I did my time already." Piecing this intricate narrative together, the theories around Diddy's potential involvement gain more traction. With Suge potentially looking for avenues for an early release or more humane treatment, Diddy's vast resources could very well be the key. Whether it's financial support for legal battles, influence in the prison system, or the mere promise of a brighter future outside, Diddy holds many cards in this high-stakes game. It's an elaborate chessboard, and every move can change the narrative, either bringing us closer to the truth or plunging us deeper into a world of secrets. The air is thick with speculation, and as ever, fans who've passionately followed this sprawling saga have been vocal about their thoughts. One fan shared a pertinent observation on the oft-discussed street code, remarking, "I understand the street code, but Suge didn't ensure that retaliation was carried out either. The bad situation looks even worse." Another ardent follower added fuel to the conspiracy theories, proposing an intriguing perspective. It's a plot. Suge might have known before Tupac was shot. He might have even given the order. Tupac was already in the process of leaving the label. These fan opinions, while varied, seem to gravitate towards a central theme, an overwhelming feeling that the full truth is yet to surface. Some firmly believe that shadows still hide essential facts. Others feel that key players, knowingly or unknowingly, might be perpetuating these shadows. Whether it's a fan's plea for the street code's sanctity or a deep dive into the labyrinth of potential conspiracies, what remains evident is the quest for truth. But amidst these clamors, one question looms large. Will the real story ever see the light of day? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for joining us. Stay curious, and we'll catch you next time.